Hello there, all you cool cats and kittens. I hope you're doing wonderful.
Yeah, anybody that can do high pressure sales, they're gonna have the capacity to do self-staging, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
And one of the things we might then start talking about, think about it, is how do you all become anti-fragile, right? How do you all sort of take advantage of these changes and improve, right? So that the opportunities are there. So,
just for a moment about this idea of if you want to look for top producing realtors, then then go all in and don't worry about speaking to those realtors that just began, and don't even, for that marketing message, worry about talking to homeowners. Like, go all in with who you really want to work with without apology. So yeah.
Yes, stop apologizing. Sorry if I'm going out of vision here. I have to adjust.
Hey everybody, Shel Brodnax here with an episode of Stager Talk, and I'm super excited today because I have two amazing guests. First, we have Lori Pedersen from Canada. How are you?
Thanks, Shel. I'm doing good.
Great, and I'm fantastic. And we also have Melanie, I'm going to pronounce it and she can correct me, Haselmayr?
It's perfect.
Really? Oh, good. Yay! And Melanie, where are you from?
Austria.
Austria. That is awesome. And where are you living now?
Miami, Florida.
Miami. Oh, so you're on the East Coast. So I'm in North Carolina, right above you.
Okay.
Yep, it's awesome out here. I love it. Just moved here from California. And we know Lori lives in one of the coldest places on the planet that I've ever visited, up in Canada. It seems like whenever I go to Canada, I only get invited to go there in the winter time, and I go and my eyeballs freeze together. So
yes.
Quite amazing. So Lori, let's start with you. So you won the RESA Best Vacant Luxury Home Stager of the Year and the Home Staging Team of the Year, which is all of North America.
Thank you.
That is quite an accomplishment, girl.
Thank you. It was super exciting. We have been sort of top 10 every year running, it seems, lately. And it's just, every year I strive, maybe this one will break the top. So yeah, finally we did achieve that, and super proud of it. And I was extra excited that it was the team award, because honestly, this is an impossible job to do alone, and having a strong team is the only way that it's possible. So
yeah, that is for sure. It's a lot of work. It is really a lot of work. And I know some people have thought over time, the same people win every year. And it's like, actually, that's not even close to being true, because we have rules that prevent that from happening. So you can't win this award next year. So you won't be in that particular category competing in that. But people do hit the top 10s for multiple years. Because why? Because the awards work. The awards, in a nutshell, what it means to you as an individual getting it is, this is a great marketing tool. And it's, Lori, you used the word before we came on, it was validation for your clients.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. As part of our folder that we give out to our clients in our consultations, we have sort of our success stories. And we also, on the back of that, have our awards and notification, but what it does is it really helps, validate that we know what we're doing. We've been doing it for a long time, and the results speak for themselves. So it definitely just helps, rather than having to brag about it. It's just right there in black and white on the piece of paper, and especially saying North America wide, like that's, carries a lot of weight.
And especially, these are awards that are actually voted on by your peers. So
that means so much.
And it's blind voting. So it's based strictly on your work product that's out there. And so in all of those categories, for me, it just means a lot to know that the members are actually voting on things, and it's not a popularity contest or anything along those particular lines. And people are winning, and they're very well deserved. And then when you enter again next year, you get another award, and you add that to your accolades. And when you start looking at this on your website, you can't stop at that point, because that would look funny to have on your website if you have a big gap. So you just want to keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. So Melanie, this was rising star category. So that means that at the time of the awards that you'd been in business less than 2 years. And you did an outstanding job. I'm going to tell you, your photos were very impressive, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to have participated, and then to win even more so. It's an incredible honor.
Was this your first time entering?
Yes.
Really? Good for you. That's so exciting when you go and you compete in something, because I know I'm a big competitor. And I always tell my horseback riding stuff that my first year I lost. I was last place 12 times, but I kept showing up. So finally I won. So that's awesome to be able to enter something the first time out and then not just place in the top 10, which you did, but then you won the entire category.
Very, very honored. Really, I couldn't believe it. Actually, I misunderstood because I got an email ahead of time talking about the top 10s, and it sounded as it said I was in the top 10, but I looked at it and I couldn't see myself, so I thought maybe they made a mistake. So when the phone call came to inform me that I had actually won, I said, I think you must be mistaken. I think I didn't make it into the top 10 even. So it was a little bit of a confusing moment, but incredibly lucky and happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So hopefully all of you posted it through social media, put the announcements in your newsletters, and then got a little bit of jazz going with your actual clients. How did that work out for you, Melanie?
Definitely. It's exactly what Lori also mentioned earlier. Having an award like this really means something to prospects as well, because I have to say, in our market, in the South Florida market, staging is fairly new, and it takes a lot of education and convincing to make people understand the benefits of it and why they should absolutely not miss out on staging when they sell a property. And having this validation is key to convincing them and showing them that it is something that we do on a daily basis, and we do it well, and we get recognized for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Lori, what do you think?
Agreed. It is so much fun when, you post these on your social media and things like that. And it's interesting to see that sometimes those posts are the ones where you get, hundreds of likes, whereas maybe on a daily basis, your normal things are like 30 likes, 40 likes, 50 likes. But then those ones are just, wow, they go way out there, and you see that they've been shared and things like that. So it's humbling, but it's exciting. And yeah, just super grateful for the opportunity and for the recognition.
Yeah, I loved it. The bummer part about this year, obviously with COVID, is that we couldn't do RESACon live this year. So that's one aspect. I know, Lori, you've been to RESACon.
Yes, a few times.
Melanie, you have not been to RESACon yet, have you?
No, I have not.
Yeah. So it would have been so great to be able to do that, but that's the one little bitty part that we couldn't give everybody. So maybe we'll try to find another way to recognize everybody, maybe the next RESACon, if it's next year. All the outlooks are saying maybe it's going to be 3 years before life is back to normal again. So I'm hoping that's not the case and that we can meet again soon. So what else is going on locally? How is just life treating you in general, Lori, with the business? Has COVID really affected you guys? Are you in a bounce back phase? What's your status?
Yeah, totally in a bounce back. We obviously shut down for, the core 3.5 months or so when they were asking us, not to go into people's homes and to stay, safe. So we did that and we respected that. And we developed a whole bunch of staging safe solutions and virtual opportunities. And so we sort of were able to fill in the gaps a little bit with alternative services. But since we've been able to come back out, it's like the floodgates have opened, and the wave of pent up demand, as they call it. And I think now even people might be worried that there might be another shutdown, or they're not sure what the spring looks like. So there's still sort of a very strong push to get homes out there, before the weather changes too much. Again, up here in Canada,
For sure.
Once it gets cold, everyone just shuts their doors and stays in. Which is so funny because, you see people maybe in South Florida or in the south of the US, and they're posting on the Facebook groups, do you guys stage in the rain? And then we send a picture of staging in blizzards. Like, okay, yeah, don't worry about the rain.
Rain is not a problem.
Exactly. So yeah, so it's still pretty strong, still very strong.
Yeah, I've been interviewed a few times in the last couple months, and my prediction is boosts and booms. And you're so right. If people are concerned about another wave coming, in the spring, there's going to be a push because people want to get their houses on the market and get on to the rest of their life and try to do all this before it's halted again. And I think pricing and housing prices, I think, have not suffered. And everybody, it's got a good actual outlook. So Melanie, what's it like in your area? How's COVID affected what you're doing?
There was definitely a halt, a complete halt at some point where everybody waited and tried to see what was going to happen. It is different in our market though, because we are in the south and our peak season is actually approaching now. So our core home buying season is really more in the winter months and then in the spring months, because that's the best time weather-wise for everyone to go out and do things. And in addition, we are getting a lot of inquiries for furniture rental, which we also do. So furniture to rent for use for all those from the north that are willing to come down for the winter and want to be here for the next 6 months, want to rent a condo or a house, but don't have furniture for it or don't intend to buy furniture for it. And so we get all of those inquiries now as well. And it's been quite busy. Again, it has picked up tremendously.
That's good. Praise the snowbirds for going to Florida. That's awesome. I just learned that word like 2 years ago. Wow. Snowbirds. And I'm like, there's such a thing? Really, people do this? Everybody on the East Coast is like, well, yeah, it's wintertime. Everybody flees and goes where it's nice and warm. So
that's a big word here in Canada.
I know. That's where I learned it was in Canada.
Yeah.
All the Canadians looked at me and they're like, what? You don't know what a snowbird is? I'm like, I've never heard of it. Never heard of it at all. So that's awesome. Well, I think it's great. Great opportunity for awards. Would you recommend them, Melanie, since you're starting out? Obviously, you'd recommend this to somebody new to get involved. I think a lot of people fear, like, I'm going to enter and then I won't win. Did you go through that and just kind of plow through? Or what was your mindset when you were thinking about entering?
I think I discovered the awards literally in the extended phase for submissions. I didn't even know that they existed. And I found it and I thought to myself, I mean, worst thing that can happen is that I'm not making it, right? But we can always try. And so we just went for it. I actually thought, that perhaps it'd be a good way for me to get some feedback on my work and understand what fellow stagers think of what we do and how we go about it. I really didn't expect winning because I didn't know what to expect. I had not been involved before. I didn't know who I was competing with, and so it was a big surprise for me how it turned out.
I love that story because so many people lose out because they don't show up. Showing up that's half the battle to winning it, especially when you're in a competitive environment, no matter what it be, if it be sports, athletics, whatever, something like this is show up. Because so many people aren't going to show up. But if you show up, that's the only chance that you have. Because if you don't apply and you don't enter, you for sure are not going to win. So at least you have that chance. And I love that story because so many people don't have that mindset, Melanie, that you had. They're saying, you know what? Why not? And in reality, why not? Everybody's work is worth to be judged and to have an opportunity to be able to win. And, what happens, especially in the rising star categories, is that people are new and they think just exactly like you said, I'm probably not going to win and, why bother? And then in reality, because people don't show up, it's a lot easier to be able to win because there's been a couple years where we didn't even have a top 10 because not enough people actually would enter. So it's so important just to enter and try. And the other thing too is like right now, when you are working right now and you're taking those photos, think of now the photos that you're going to want to submit for the awards next year. And, keep that in mind when you're doing your stages as well, because you could walk into a home and say, you know what, this is the winning home right here. This is the one that we've done such an amazing job. The photos are going to be amazeballs and we're going to submit, and that's going to be a winner.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's definitely the way to do it, is to plan it through the year. I have a folder on our drive where, we save our favorite photos and our favorite before and afters. Really careful to take my before pictures the way that the after picture is going to come out as well, so that they're nice and comparable. And I also wanted to say that, yes, it is a dream come true to win top spot. It's absolutely, you know, mind boggling, but top 10 North America is still like, wow. You know, everybody that placed in all of the categories and all of those top 10s, like there's an incredible amount of talent there. And that carries weight again in your marketing, in your promotion, and on your resume. Definitely.
Absolutely. And this is like one of the most affordable marketing tools on the planet, $60 for the first one. And then I think after 2, we give a discount.
I can add one thing maybe to the pictures. What I will do from now on, just for our portfolio in general, I'm actually taking the before pictures after the after. So when everything is destaged, because the angle is so important, and it's really different the way that you photograph a room that's empty versus when it's been decorated and styled. And so our photographer actually goes in one more time after we've destaged and then takes the angles exactly the way that we have taken the pictures of the staging, so that we can really compare side by side. And that's also best for clients to see what it is that they're comparing side by side.
That's great advice.
That is good. It's everything about staging a business. Staging your business is about strategy, and you got to think about these things. So I love the folder ideas for your photos, you know, all your favorite ones, your go-tos. I love the idea of taking a picture after the fact. And even a lot of stagers that take them before, you can take them from all 4 angles of the room in advance and have the extra photos. Then no matter how you shoot the room after with the afters, you'll have one to match. But so many people forget to do the befores, and then they stage it and then they destage it, and then they forget to take them. It's like, okay, well now it's empty. You could actually, even though it's after, you can take a picture of the empty room. And so many people don't do that. So it's important for everybody to have a strategy for your photos, have that routine. I would think, I know with me, with even what I do in my barn, everything is so routine. And if you get thrown off that routine, something falls out of whack. And with staging, it's got to be the same way. You know, you want to, you know, pick your inventory the same way. Do shampoo, rinse, repeat is what I like to say. Just something that you can just do over and over and over. You just really limit your mistakes. Errors just, you know, get shot out the window. They just don't have a tendency to happen.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. So any advice, some last words that you want to give anybody, Melanie, if they're thinking about getting the awards next year, what would you tell them?
Just do it. Make sure that you prepare these pictures ahead of time. If what I just shared makes sense, if you have the time to do it, do take pictures that really show the before and after well. And just go for it and try. There's nothing that you have to lose and so much to win.
Yep, absolutely. Lori, what do you think?
Agreed. Plan it in advance for sure as you're doing all your work throughout the year. Spend a little bit on some professional photography. That goes a long way. It'll also be great on your own website and in your own marketing. So the professional shots sometimes are just unbelievable. So worth the money. Yeah, and just have fun with it, but see it as a marketing opportunity for yourself and your business.
Yep, absolutely. And then capitalize it. Boy, once you get into that top 10 and then you win in that category, and even if you don't win that, like you said earlier, top 10, that's a big deal. Top 10 lists are big deals. And promote the heck out of it, man. If anybody that's a winner, man, I'd be promoting that everywhere. It's great kudos. It's a well done. And you're voted on by your peers. So it really means a lot, especially because they're blind. People don't know who they're voting for. So I want to thank you both for joining me. Congratulations to both of you. Quite an accomplishment. Very impressed. Thank you. Thank you everybody for joining us today. And it's another episode of Stager Talk. Until next time, I'm Brodnax. Happy staging.
Bye.